The film opens with credits intercut with shots of a destroyed elevator. There's blood smeared on the walls and someone scraping little stick people stuck in an elevator. These appear to be shots of things to come as we see the title card pop up. We cut to some security footage that tells us it's February 13th at 7:30 p.m. and it seems everyone has gone home except for our main character, Jennifer, played by Natalie Martinez. In a dark office, she writes an email to an ex, Derek, informing him she plans on flying to New York and asking if they can meet to talk. We cut to another character, Guy, played by Matt Laurier, leaving the bathroom and preparing to leave the building. His quick scenes are intercut with Jennifer doing the same and both waiting for the elevator on different floors. After Jennifer gets in the elevator, Guy gets in a few floors down and they exchange some awkward small talk about the upcoming Valentine's and President's Day weekend. Guy then points to the stick figure trapped in the elevator. Importantly, there's only one stick figure at the time, so someone is going to get a little artsy before the movie is over. As the elevator passes the first of many basement or parking floors, there's a thud and it stops. The two attempt both the call and alarm buttons, but neither work. The two then wave to the camera in an attempt to get a security guard's attention, but it appears that there's no one at the desk. This is going well. While they wait for help, Guy attempts to start a conversation, and we learn he is a new accountant at one of the firms in the building. If I've learned anything from movies, it's that a character being a new guy somewhere is usually suspicious. Within 15 minutes, the two attempt to scream for help and Jennifer climbs on Guy's shoulders to look for a hatch on the ceiling, finding none. An hour passes and the two bond with some dialogue lifted straight from a romantic comedy that's not very funny. The two exchange names and snacks. Water from Guy and Hershey's Kisses from Jennifer. Now 11:45 p.m., 4 hours since getting on the elevator, Jennifer is having a crisis because she really has to pee. After some convincing from Guy, she pees into her empty thermos. See, romantic comedy. After that incident, Jennifer then uses a corkscrew she carries around to carve the stick woman into the stickman picture. Some more time passes and the two continue to bond. We find out that Jennifer's now missed flight was a spur-of-the-moment thing to see Derek, who probably didn't want to see her. Feeling bad for her situation, Guy opens the bottle of wine he was saving for a client and the two drink. 1 a.m. rolls around and the two are drawing portraits of each other when Guy tells Jennifer he wants to make an admission. Is it time for horror? No. He tells her he lied earlier when he said he had never seen her and actually had seen her in the lobby several times before. He also admits to having a little crush on her and states he didn't want to say anything earlier so she wouldn't perceive him as a stalker. Jennifer appears to be charmed by the admission and laughs. The two then reveal their portraits of each other and Jennifer has jokingly drawn Guy as a devil lobster thing. Guy jokingly states she captured a side of him no one has seen, which feels like a little wink to the audience called foreshadowing. The two try to decide on topics to talk about. Landing on sex, Jennifer feels this is a great conversation to record. She pulls out her phone and they record each other telling the story of the dirtiest place they each had sex in. Jennifer says hers was college, and since Guy doesn't have a story, Jennifer forces him to make one up. After he makes up a story about an old work colleague during a picnic, he becomes aroused and apologizes. Jennifer tells him he doesn't have to apologize, and the two kiss, leading to sex. Afterwards, Guy pulls a half Mosby and tells Jennifer he could fall in love with her. This immediately kills the mood, and Jennifer tells him this was just a fantasy, leaving Guy heartbroken. After Jennifer tells him she's just being honest, Guy gets real menacing and tells her he needs to be honest too. He admits he isn't new to the building, isn't an accountant, and that his name isn't even Guy. Turns out Guy has been stalking Jennifer for a while and is actually the front desk security guard. He shows Jennifer pictures he's taken for the last several hundred days from security footage, including footage of her waiting for the elevator earlier. This tells us the entire thing has been planned by this guy. This stranger Guy completely loses it and starts yelling and banging on the elevator to let out his frustration about being turned down. He then reveals he has the elevator key and tells Jennifer she can go. As the elevator starts back up, Jennifer gets justifiably pissed and tells Guy she's going to call the police. This was probably not the best thing to do at the moment. Guy states he won't let it happen and turns off the elevator, leaving the key in the lock. Jennifer runs for the key and Guy lifts her up to pull her back, but as she kicks the air, she accidentally kicks the key, breaking it. Enraged, Jennifer beats the crap out of him and uses the pea-filled thermos to crack him in the head, causing a white gash that knocks him out. She then goes to check on him, which, and I cannot stress this enough, is something you should never do in a horror movie. Unsurprisingly, and in a jump scare, Guy wakes up screaming, grabs Jennifer's head and slams it on the floor, knocking her out. He then falls unconscious again, or goes to sleep, not sure which since he's clearly a psycho. Sometime later, Jennifer wakes up and Guy tells her he did it all so he could get to know her without any distractions. I guess he didn't realize being locked in an elevator in the middle of the night is a pretty big distraction. Jennifer once again reiterates Guy won't get away with this and plans on ratting him out when the next security guard shows up. But Guy reveals he switched shifts with all the other security guards on duty that weekend and no one will find them until Tuesday. He then says he needs to figure something out before Tuesday since he would rather kill Jennifer than go back to prison. Finally, the suspense starts. We're almost an hour into this hour and 20-minute movie. Jennifer calls him a monster and states the very real fact that he kidnapped her. This causes Guy to lose his cool. Guy taunts her, grabbing and opening the gifts Jennifer was carrying for Derek. He forces her to open the other gift, which is revealed to be a cigar set containing a lighter and a small pair of sharp cigar scissors, perfect for cutting someone, which is something she doesn't immediately do. Guy continues to act like a psycho, smoking and taunting Jennifer. We cut to a little bit later, and Guy is now apologizing to Jennifer and asking her for another chance yet. He does this in a menacing way. He then uses the pea-filled thermostat and slams it against the light panels as they were annoying him for not being on. This causes him to realize that the light bulbs have to be changed from the outside and that the ceiling panels can be forced open. Using the pea-filled thermostat, he climbs up and slams it against a ceiling panel, causing it to loosen and open. Guy tells Jennifer to boost him up, but she's smarter than Guy's average kidnap victims and tells him it's easier to boost her up. She promises to do whatever he says and send help once she's free. He falls for this, and once she's out of the elevator, she gives him the finger because she was obviously lying. Why didn't she wait till she was actually free to reveal her plan? I don't know, but Guy finds a way to climb through the ceiling and chases after her. Jennifer reaches one of the elevator doors, but is unable to open it before Guy reaches her. Seeing no other option, he jumps towards her, grabbing her and bringing them both crashing back down through the elevator ceiling, knocking them both out. A little while later, Jennifer wakes up before Guy and notices a fire sprinkler that was hidden behind a ceiling panel. How would that even work? She uses the paper of the portrait and the lighter from the cigar box to start a fire and hopes the smoke triggers the fire alarm. Guy wakes up and tells her it won't work just as the sprinkler turns on. Guy attempts to attack Jennifer, but she kicks him directly in the face, breaking his nose. She then grabs her blazer and his shirt and ties him up. For some reason, Guy thinks this is a great time to once again taunt her about her plan. Jennifer then takes the cigar scissors and unbuttons Guy's pants so she can chop his dick off. Guy screams and we cut to black. We open to a crying Guy thanking Jennifer for not disfiguring him. Jennifer then decides that she should record his confession since she doesn't want the story to be a he said or she said situation, which honestly makes no sense since there are cameras recording him beating her. Regardless, while recording, we learn it's now Sunday and Guy's real name is John Deakins. We then see a few flashbacks that fill in some holes, including John turning of the elevator when he pointed out the stickman drawing on the elevator. John confesses the sex story of the work colleague from earlier was actually true. Apparently, John Deakins was a successful executive vice president of a company until that work picnic where, after he left with the woman, he crashed his car, killing her. After 6 months in jail, the only job he was able to get was as a security guard in the building. Jennifer then stops recording because she actually feels bad for him. Why? He tried to kill her, and now she feels bad enough to stop her recording. Just a dumb move by the character. Sometime later, it's now Monday 1 a.m. and one of the security guards, Eddie played by Arnie Pantoja, shows up with his girlfriend to sneak her up to the roof. Opening the door, he calls out for John, but gets no response and then sees John and Jennifer through one of the cameras. Eddie uses the telecom to call to the elevator, causing Jennifer to wake up and beg for help. But she neglects to mention John is the one who got her into this mess. Eddie rushes downstairs and uses a crowbar to open the door. John wakes up, unties himself, and pushes Jennifer out of the way before Eddie could realize what's going on. John then tells Eddie he's in the elevator, and Eddie passes him his key. so he can override the elevator. John lies and says it's not working, causing Eddie to climb up to help. Before he can get fully inside, John turns the key and pins him down, allowing the elevator to chop him in half. Jennifer screams and John knocks her out. A lot of people going unconscious way too many times in this movie. We next see John carrying an unconscious Jennifer and putting her in the trunk of his car. He then starts his cleanup of the area, including throwing Eddie's chopped up body down the elevator shaft, cleaning the blood off of himself, changing clothes, and deleting all the files from the computer. Eddie's girlfriend sees John and asks for Eddie, which causes John to kill her. He tosses her body down the elevator shaft as well. John then drives down an alley to a dumpster and pours gasoline in it in order to kill Jennifer. Before John opens the trunk, he apologizes to Jennifer and tells her in another life they could be together. He opens the trunk and Jennifer appears to be dead. Thinking she is dead, he turns around and throws her purse into the dumpster. But surprise, Jennifer is totally alive. She attacks him from behind, knocking him down with the gas can and jumps in the car. She then reverses towards John, crashing into the dumpster as he jumps into it. Badly injured and unable to move, John can do nothing as Jennifer tosses a lit cigar into the dumpster and burns him alive.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell button, so you never miss an latest update video on us.